Good morning, students. So, in chapter 2, we finished the different forms of business organization and what are all the procedures, features of starting each type of business organization in detail, and we studied also some of the limitations of each form of business organization. So, now we are going to see what are all the differences between the public limited company and private limited company. So see the first one. So in public limited company, minimum number of members is 7 and maximum is unlimited, that is there is no limit. And in private limited, the minimum 2 members and maximum 200. Okay, the next difference is minimum number of directors. In public limited company, 3 directors can be able to become the director by means of voting through the members. And private limited company, 2 directors. Okay, index of members. So index of member is compulsory in public limited company, and there is no compulsion to maintain the index of members in private limited company. Next one is the transfer of shares. So in public limited company, there is the free transfer of shares permitted. So they can easily transfer the shares. So the permission is granted in the public limited company. So it is called as the free transfer of shares. And in the private limited company, it does not permit the transfer of shares without the proper permission. So after obtaining the permission, they can transfer the shares in the public limited company. Okay, the next one is invitation to the general public. That is, in public limited company, does not invite the general public to subscribe to his shares or debentures. We already studied in the futures. Okay, but in the private limited company, does not invite the general public to subscribe to his shares, debentures and public deposit. Public limited company invite the public, but in private limited company does not invite the public to subscribe to his shares and debentures of that organization. Okay, so these are all the differences between the public limited company and private limited company. And the next heading is choice of form of business enterprises. So this heading is deleted in this chapter, so no need to study this topic. Okay, so see, this is the comparative evaluation of this different forms of organization in this chapter. So we studied sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family business, cooperative society and company. So this is the comparative evaluation of forms of organization. Okay, so by means of formation, in sole proprietorship it is very easy to form, and in partnership as per the registration, and it is optional, it is also the easy form to register as per the Partnership Act 1932. And joint Hindu family business, there is a legal formality is very less when compared to the other business organization, and cooperative society registration is very compulsory as per the Cooperative Society Act. Okay, and in the company it is also the compulsory registration is needed as per the Companies Act, and it is contains a lengthy procedure for registering the particular form of organization. Okay, the next one is on the factor of members. In sole proprietorship, only the owner is the member, but in the partnership firm, minimum number of members are 2 and maximum 50. Okay, in joint Hindu family business, minimum 2 persons from the family. And cooperative society, minimum 10 adults and no maximum limit. Okay. On private limited company, minimum 2, maximum 200. Public limited company, minimum 7, maximum unlimited. So next, on the basis of the capital, sole proprietorship is a limited capital, partnership also limited, and joint Hindu family business, it is the capital is from the ancestor property, and cooperative society is also limited, but in the company the large amount of capital will be invested by the shareholders. And next one is the liability. In sole proprietorship the liability is unlimited, and in partnership also unlimited. Cooperative and company, it is a limited liability, and for joint Hindu family business, unlimited for Karta, that is the head of the family, and limited for the other members in the family. Okay. And next factor is control and management. So sole proprietorship is controlled by the himself, with the owner itself. But partnership firm, all the partners have the equal right, and the joint family business, Karta, that is the head of the family, having the control over the business activity. And in cooperative society, the elected board, the board committee, having the right on the factor of control over the other members in the society. And in the company also, it is the elected board, that is the board of directors, which is elected by the members in that organization. And another factor is the continuity. The continuity in the case of sole proprietorship, it is unstable, it is not a stable. So as per his convenience, he can able to continue the business activity. Otherwise, if he is not able to continue, or if he is suffering from certain loss in the productivity means, then he can able to stop the business at the any time of the, that is any time of the production. So he is having the all rights to continue the business or to end the business activity. And in the partnership firm, it is a more stable, because it is registering under the Partnership Act, and before closing it should be decided with all the partners. Okay. In joint Hindu family business, it is also the stable, even if the Karta dies, that is the head of the family. If his die means, the other members would come forward and they have to continue the business activity. And in the cooperative society, it is also stable, because it is coming under the separate legal prospect, that is a legal entity. Okay. And in the company, it is also stable, because it has a separate legal entity. Okay. So this is the comparative evaluation of the different forms of organization. So up to this, we finish this chapter. This is the last topic. So in this chapter, we studied the different forms of business organization, that is a sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family business, partnership firm, cooperative society, and company. Okay. So in NCERT book, you take page number 59, and there is the heading, that is a project or assignment in this chapter. Okay. So there is a 5 project. Okay. There is a 5 project in this chapter. Check the assignment. I am giving the choice to yourself. Choose any one of the project from this 5 project, and you have to do. Okay. And you have to collect the information. You have to do it properly, and you have to submit in the A4. You have to collect the details, and you have to give us a report. Okay. So any one project, select any one of the project from this 5 project, and you have to submit it. Okay. Within 1 week, you have to submit it. Next Saturday. So next Saturday, with you have to submit this project in the assignment. Okay, so it's a very simple project. So don't spend more money in doing this project. What are all the that is what is the requirement is very not in this project does not require more requirements. Okay, so if you check, there is you can also search in the Google how to do the project. Do it in a simple manner. The content is very important. Okay, so you do it in a A4 size sheet, and you have to give us a report, what you research, what you search, and what are all the information you gathered. It, you can present your report and you can present your result by means of the flow chart, or by means of a map, or presenting the picture based, by taking some of the pictures. You can present your report as per your choice. You can use as any tool which is very easy for you, but it should be in a written form. Okay, you should not be in a PDF file or a PPT like that. It should be in a written form. Keep in your mind. Okay, so take any one of the project and do it and submit your assignment. The time is 1 week. Okay, thank you, students.